Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Elliot Wilson revealing what Drake said to him before dropping his Kendrick Lamar diss Family Matters. Drake was already on shaky ground by this point of the beef. Kendrick was in complete control with already having dropped Euphoria and 616 in LA. And if you guys don't remember, on the day Drake released Family Matters, Elliot reached out to Drake to ask about the track when Drake replied with a rat emoji, inferring Elliot had leaked information to Kendrick Lamar. 7 days later, Drake unfollowed Elliot after he had expressed disappointment in Drake's The Hard Part 6. I'm pretty sure everyone understood that was a lackluster attempt. And Elliot also went on to state that Kendrick Lamar had outperformed Drake in their ongoing feud. And Drake, he wasn't the only one that felt that way. That track was the metaphorical white flag. You truly sounded defeated. You conceded the victory to Kendrick Lamar with that record, no matter how you want to try and spin it now. And as if we really needed the confirmation, because the outcome was pretty plain to see. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video where again we have Elliot Wilson revealing what Kendrick said before dropping his Kendrick Lamar diss record Family Matters. And Drake is definitely the type of person to call and ask for information for you to get back in his good graces.
Morning at 616 in LA.
No doubt, loved all these records. I was like, they're in a fucking battle. This is fucking amazing. Like, and what's Drake gonna do? And that's when I reached out to Drake to see if he's dropping tonight. And that's when I got the goddamn rat emoji.
Yeah, CT, do you have?
You know that hurt his soul.
Do you have a screenshot? This is the first time. This is exclusive. We had spoken about it that maybe the first couple episodes, but this is what you actually said to reach out to Drake. You know, this isn't the whole convo, but you said what made you want to reach out to him at 4:10 p.m. and say tonight?
The fact that he's a journalist and he's trying to get the breaking news.
The rumors that Family Matters was coming, that his response was coming.
And where'd you hear rumors of that?
He telegraphed
on
that.
Internet. It clearly like he.
And plus, you're gonna want to respond within a day or so, so it was pretty much inevitable.
Clearly, was to me like he was baiting Kendrick for those weeks that he wanted to drop a record, which we knew was, I didn't know it was called Family Matters, but you felt he was going to respond. Like and again, the 24, 48-hour rule feel like, well, okay, he has to respond to Euphoria. And if he doesn't respond to that, he's dropped.
And again, that's the record that should have been compared with Family Matters, Euphoria. Maul wanted to try to use Meet the Grams, but I truly don't think that was a fair comparison. Because at the end of the day, Family Matters was really a direct response for Euphoria.
Dropping another record, baiting him with 616.
Even with the production,
so
the
we
way
feel like Drake's going to drop
arranged.
something. It was a Friday. We feel like Drake's going to drop something for the weekend. Like he's not going to go to weekend without responding. So it was more like, is it going to come out tonight? Is it going to come out over the weekend? Like when is it going to drop? And it was just a furor on the internet. Like when is Drake responding to Kendrick? Because now Kendrick is on the offensive. So it's like, when's Drake going to drop this? Because there was a hype of it being the red button. Like he has this button to push. This Punch said in the interview also. Like the idea is that Drake has this thing.
Obviously, that was entirely wrong because that nuke failed to detonate.
That's such a secret, strong back-to-back kind of record that he has the finisher record in his tuck. That's what he's sitting on. That he has the hot hand at that time.
So then what were your thoughts? Drake replies, "Man, I know you out there in Venice. Stop asking me questions, LOL." And you
obviously inferring that he's feeding information to Kendrick Lamar because Venice is obviously in LA.
But like, were you kind of like,
well,
what's going on?
Didn't make sense until the Hard Part 6 came out and him saying that you're in the Venice studio. Because I do think that he thought from the raps that Kendrick was in New York working on these records, right? And wasn't in LA. And then I think they put a picture of Alchemist and him in the studio, which was an old picture. And then I think he thought Meet the Grams, Alchemist produced, so he's in Venice working, like in that area. Elliot lives in Venice. So then I'm roped in like I'm in the studio celebrating with these niggas. I never heard anything about anything till it came out. Just like I had a total fan experience of.
Well, that's obviously why he's so pissed about it. The fact that he wasn't in the loop. At the end of the day, if you are in a beef, you do have to be really careful as to who you're giving information to. But it's not like Drake wasn't giving information to Ack, who's just leaking everything, no matter if Drake intended it to be breaking news or just a private message. But the thing is, with dealing with these people, just expect for the information to get leaked. Somebody like Elliot might be a little different because he in reality is a true journalist, so they definitely have a different code of ethics that they abide by. But that Drake message just shows how truly paranoid he was during the ordeal. He didn't know where these leaks were coming from, and that really is a testament that the dude really didn't have any allies. Because if Ack is the person that you're aligning yourself with, you're already battling with a disadvantage. Because if you're trying to show people that you're still cool, Academics is probably the last person you want to be attached to.
This whole battle. I heard the records when y'all heard the records. I knew nothing was going to happen until I heard the songs.
Do you think 16 actually kind of got in his head a little bit where he didn't know who to trust? And like now you're somehow on a list of like, I can't trust this person?
Yeah. And he empowered other people. That's when the classic
Ack.
Stay on stream happens, right? He tells Kai Cenat, get on stream tonight. He tells Academics to leave the Andrew Schultz show and go home and get on stream. Stay on stream. And he sends Maul the little button
The
you
red button,
asked
yeah.
Maul about this.
Yeah.
Maul putting his little button out. So I was part of those rollouts. I told the world, if you're reading this too late is the real title, those fucking certified lover boy banners across the cities when it came out. I've been part of like helping him roll out projects of him sending stuff that he wants out to the world. So I know the game. It's like he's now picking certain people, but now I'm on the op list all of a sudden. But again, I was on the op list because we had to fall off over the Bobby interview. And then
Yeah, if you guys don't remember, he did that Bobby Altoff interview where Elliot voiced his disappointment, basically saying that why are you giving these platforms these interviews when they in reality should go to the hip hop platforms. That happened back in like 2023, if I'm not mistaken, and their relationship has been strained ever since.
But then we did squash it. We got cool again. So I was surprised that all of a sudden I'm back on the op list in this aggressive way of calling me a rat. Like I have any information to give to anybody.
I don't think that's really aggressive at all. It just shows his passive aggressive sassiness and the paranoia that went along with it.
He sends the rat emoji. That's right before Family Matters. And are you like, have you put together this at all at that point? Or are you still like, what the hell is going on?
He's saying, fuck off, Elliot, and I'm about to end this battle tonight. And, maybe thought
how wrong you were, Drake.
Because the thing is, everybody knew I always kind of favored Drake over Kendrick. Yeah. It's a TDE probably knows, right? Like I thought I go with the bigger guy, the bigger star. I love Kendrick, but I also thought Drake was the bigger star, the greater artist. Now we're in a dot era, my view has changed. But at that time, I think Drake was feeling himself like, fuck everybody. And I'm so confident in this record I'm about to drop. You chose the side, fuck off, and watch me end this shit tonight with this record.
And that hubris and self-entitlement is what led to his downfall. The guy was outmaneuvered every step of the beef, and his arrogance was definitely one of the factors.
That was the energy.
And then Family Matters does... What are your guys' thoughts after? Because there wasn't a lot of time to breathe, but initial reactions, are you thinking, oh shit, he really said something? Oh, wow, he's up. Wow, Kendrick's got something, Kendrick's going to have to come back strong. What was the actual honest reaction of Family Matters in that moment?
I do want to say this before I say that. I think
DJ had popped up.
Always that guy.
I didn't even realize he was here.
I think it's a mistake that Elliot is sharing this because it's not something that the world... Like he probably, this is a personal
private
DM,
message.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Elliot has proved that he's willing to play the new internet games. He's really leaned into the internet. And it is kind of hypocritical because Elliot was complaining about these internet personalities that were using these very same methods. But I guess if you can't beat them, join them.
Get it, but I just don't do that or believe in that. Oh, also to back up to the DM. What do you living in Venice have to do with anything?
It's because you're in LA.
Part 60 says, you're in that Venice studio celebrating. I just think he thought that I'm now in Kendrick's camp. I have some awareness of
feeding information,
what he's doing, where he's recording music at that time. That's the only way I could have received it.
I know.
And I think he thought the Alchemist thing, being on that side of town, that he's in the studio with Alchemist. Meanwhile, that was a beat he been had, as you know, right? So, again, I don't know where Kendrick was recording these records, but I just think there's something that triggered.
Drake, you very well know how these music sessions can work. A lot of times the producer isn't even in the same country, let alone same state. All you gotta do is just send an MP3 or a WAV file, and there you go, the record could be completed. I've seen times where people have actually used the MP3 and put that out because they didn't want to wait on the actual wave or the stems to actually get it properly mixed. So again, very telling of the dude's mental state. I feel like the dude's been paranoid since the start, and honestly, I feel like it stems from a lot of the alleged actions that have been rumored about him for a very long time. When you screw over that many people, obviously the paranoia is going to start to set in because people are definitely going to be out to get you, even if they're not going to let you know publicly.
Triggered his mind of like, I thought he was in Brooklyn. He's not with his woman anymore. He's in Brooklyn writing records, and now he's in California writing records.
Well, and it's weird too that some people were blaming like, oh, they conspired. They made a show to go against Drake. The show we recorded after Not Like Us had come out, and Head didn't get a call until the day Not Like Us came out, or that maybe after that day. So like to think that Head is the one feeding Elliot information from Kendrick's camp like doesn't make any logical sense.
It's just silly. That's why you can't engage with it. It don't matter. But what's the question you said?
How did you feel when you heard Family Matters?
DJ Head is definitely the most objective out of all the personalities covering this. The dude really does abide by his principles and moral standards. Elliot, on the other hand, has definitely slipped over the past few years because, like I said earlier, the dude at one point used to like condemn a lot of these newer internet personalities and hip-hop journalists that he doesn't even see as journalists. I remember like last year or so, he kind of felt slighted about his positioning in like the hip hop media list. And Elliot shot back at them by saying that a lot of these guys aren't actual journalists, which may be the case, but at the end of the day, the way people consume media, the way people consume entertainment has changed. So if you don't evolve with the times, you just become a dinosaur and you get left behind. The very same things that Elliot used to condemn, now he does. Now he's putting out these messages and having these crazy hot takes that maybe before he wouldn't have done, but now he understands the game. The biggest thing I got from all this is the fact that, yeah, Drake is a wildly paranoid person if he's thinking everyone is out to get him. But can you really expect otherwise when you have done so many people wrong, allegedly? But even though he lost the battle, he really did the most damage to himself. He's truly the one he has to blame the most. So him pointing his finger at everyone else but himself is obviously not going to help him out in the long run. And if Elliot is telling the truth, obviously he wasn't feeding information, and Drake just has to cope with the fact that he really did lose to the better man. At the end of the day, most of the stuff that Kendrick Lamar was saying was already in the public sphere. These were allegations and rumors that have been around for years now. The footage has been around since the dude was 24, over 13 years later, which according to the UMG lawyers is going to be the reason that more than likely that case is going to be dismissed, because he didn't make any of this stuff up. It's been around for a while. Obviously, I feel like Elliot Wilson was a little slighted and also a little hurt that he was kind of being left out the loop and that his influence wasn't what it once was before. And he's definitely made a huge shift to now play the new game. And while Kendrick Lamar definitely left a huge black eye on Drake and his career, the biggest person to blame for Drake's downfall and reputation tarnishing is him itself. If he would have took the L with a little more dignity and a little more class and just admitted, hey, I messed up, Kendrick, you were the better man, maybe the perception would be a little different. But obviously that's not the case. And because of what has transpired over the last year, I don't think it's going to get any better. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it was paranoia that was fueling these messages? Or was Elliot truly giving out information? He's saying he didn't, and I kind of tend to believe him when he says that. But when you have allegedly wronged as many people as Drake has supposedly, I guess you truly don't know who's going to be coming out to get you. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. Honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is overwhelming and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. So I definitely want to let you guys know how grateful I am. Guys, I did activate the YouTube memberships. It's a small way to support the channel, but it definitely goes a long way. I also activated Discord, so I'm going to put that in the pinned comments and also in the description. So definitely sign up. It's going to be a hub for all things Joey Q TV. Also, I will be adding a cool voice chat. There's also going to be a few more perks that are going to be coming down the line, but definitely go join by clicking on the link. Again, guys, I'm definitely looking forward to what you guys have to say on this topic. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Drake really thought he had that nuke in the tuck. How wrong you was.